Good evening, and just noticed my camera's not set up right, but welcome to today's stream in Rinrose. Just bear with me 1 second while I just sort the camera out, because I totally didn't realise it wasn't pointing at me. But yeah, today we're in Rinrose, and we've obviously completed the final boss, which we did yesterday. Oh, actually not yesterday, the day before. But let me just sort this out so I don't get distracted. There we go. It's actually pointing at me now, which is far better. So yeah, we're in Rinrose, and let me just also, for some reason, like one of my actual studio lights hasn't come on. Just try resetting it. Sorry about this. You'd think software and automation these days should get better, especially with AI and stuff, but I tell you what, it's challenging is all I'll say. Just try resetting the software, see that might help. Chat is available to everyone across all platforms that we're on today, so feel free to chat, and your chat will be visible to everyone across the stream on no matter what platform you're on, so you can interchat across anywhere with everyone. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask those questions, and that's still not showing. I really no idea why that's suddenly decided to stop playing game after the stream. It's not too bad, although I can see a shadow that should look like that. It should be like an even light all across me, but it's a bit like one-sided because only one of the lights are on. But hey ho, it is what it is. There's not much I can do about that right now. So as we've actually got not a huge like to-do list, like I normally would have things that we could go off and do, but today I really don't. So my idea was just that we could go around and find things to do, like taking out some ships and getting some epic battles, see how many ships we can take on and stuff without getting ourselves killed. Don't really fancy sinking a ship. I actually haven't lost a ship yet either. I've had other people losing ships, which I assume that the ships don't respawn and you lose whatever you get. Maybe the ship does respawn, I don't know. I'm assuming that you lose everything. I don't really want to test it if I'm honest, but maybe I should, just for the fun sake of it. So if we are going to go do that, I might just go get the lowest tier ship that I've got, so that we can do that. I was hoping I might be able to buy some metal from one of these guys, but it looks like you can't buy metal. As you can tell, I don't normally try and buy it, but I just thought I might be able to buy the ore, which would save me having to go mine it. But we do have enough ammo on us, at least initially, and I'm pretty sure I did put some gunpowder on, which I did. Not quite enough to match the amount of gunshots we've got, but that's fine. I did buy some more sulfur, so if I go and pick that up from our guy over here.
Everything's for sale somewhere.
And then we can put that in storage. Open all the boxes up. So you get 50 units per box, effectively. As you can tell, these days I tend to not bother like harvesting or mining the actual sulfur, just because it's just so much easier to buy the base unit, because to be fair, like, you don't get much from the rocks, and it's a pain in the ass having to go around all the places where you can get the sulfur rock. So it's not like quite like doing iron stuff where you can just go to one specific place and pretty much fill up on that one place, and it doesn't take too long, where the sulfur is a bit of a pain. So we've got enough stuff for that. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to purposely sink a ship, because I'm really curious as to whether or not the ship does respawn or not. The only thing I'm going to do before we do that is, if this ship's got anything in it, I'm just going to take everything off it. Just in case we lose it, you know. I suppose it actually doesn't really matter about the cannons. Like that stuff's like here or there. Probably need that on there, to be fair. But the repairs I'll take off. At the end of the day, we're not going to repair, so we're basically go put them to use on another ship. So I'll drop these in here. And then we'll go sink a ship and see what happens. This is the true exploring now. We've pretty much completed the game to where it's up to, at least at the moment, with the main content. There is like a sub quest that we can go and do today as well, but I thought this would be quite a fun thing to go and do, because I've been that good so far with my either avoiding ships when I don't want to fight, or when I am in fights always surviving, that I've not actually lost a ship, and I don't really know what happens. Like, does it respawn? I suppose I should have put at least one item in the ship just to see whether you lose, say, something from the ship. We'll lose one of these. I didn't actually mean to use that. Oh well. I was trying to split it and it wouldn't split. Yeah, so this is our kind of first ship that we had. Pretty much from like the first ship you get to build. And yeah, along the way I've not lost any of the ships that I've built. So every time we've got to the next stage and I've built the next tier ship, I've stored obviously the old one. Not bothered dismantling it. Like, you can dismantle these so you can get the resources back, which is kind of why I'm thinking what's going to happen is you're going to actually lose the ship. Like, it would make sense that you lose the ship. This is supposed to be a survivalist game, and in most survivalist games are supposed to be like pretty harsh on, like, you know, if you die you lose it. So far this game being a bit disappointing with like its pure rawness in that sense. Like, it doesn't seem to heavily penalise you for a lot of things, so I'm actually hoping that this actually does penalise you and you do lose the ship. But let's see. It may or may not. Hopefully these will aggro. Like, they're not red, which I'm not sure if that's because I'm too high level, or if I fire at it, it's going to aggro. They'll have to defend themselves. We'll still try and sink one. Even though I shouldn't, but I should just let them, like, kill me. Which I'm letting them kill me anyway, but, you know, a bit rude not to, like, fire back a little bit. the worst shot ever. One thing I've noticed, like point blank, you literally do have to fire into the water. Even if it appears that you're firing at the ship, it's just too low. It just doesn't register. You do need to like fire below the waterline. Considering this is the lowest tier ship, that I'd expect these 5s to be doing better than they are. They are higher tier ships than this one, I think. Tier 5. Certainly it's like the higher level of the lowest tier. Well, they're starting to get through my stuff. I suppose I better not take any more shots at that one, or it'll stop firing at me. We'll see if we get a few more shots on the other one. So I've had friends that have lost ships within like the first voyage out. I don't quite understand how, because like maybe they just didn't realise you could repair a ship or something. I don't know. I did so much shoot that one. Well. Oh, there's some more ships over there. I don't think we need them. We're already almost being taken out. Oh, we're almost. One more shot. Should be able to take us out. Ship destroyed. So it sinks. And then we can always get our dinghy. Life rafts at the go. And I don't think those ships could actually target these. Well, at least I've never been hit yet or taken any damage to this small little ship, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's really a ship, is it? It's more like a life raft. A pirate life raft. Or a shore ship. Boarding ship, I think is the correct phrase. I could request the big ship and just sink them quickly. While we're aggroing them, we won't be able to quick travel, although I'm not sure if you can quick travel in this boat anyway. Let's see if we can. Oh, you're hitting this ship? That's a bad idea.
More sail, more speed.
Probably missed. Oh, it actually did hit. It looked like it was too short. Yeah, this has ridiculous firepower against ships of its own sort of level, never mind any other level. It takes a minute for the aggro to ease off, even though there aren't any ships here. That part I do find a bit weird, to be fair, but we can always pick up the loot while we're waiting. And then hopefully, once the aggro's gone, should be able to quick travel. There we go. Quick traveled. So let's see whether or not we can recover a ship, or whether we do lose it. So that is our reserved or sunk ships. Only you can restore it for a certain amount. All right, okay. So we need 130 wood and some coarse fabric in order to restore it. But that's actually not too bad, to be fair. Like, considering what you need to build it. So if you look at to build this ship, you need wood, loads of cloth, rope, and nails. 100 nails. To actually just repair it, it's obviously just a small fraction of that. So yeah, I would say that's actually all right. Actually, no, I think actually looking at that, you only need 20 and 5 course. So that's hardly anything, to be fair. 130 is actually to do with the actually what I've got in storage. Hi Grace, how are you? You can certainly pass your art over to me. I can have a check, but I do actually do all of my own stuff. So whether I use it or not would be another thing. But I'm happy to check out your art. It's always good to see what people are doing and your artistic talents. What type of art do you do? Is it caricature or more abstract? We'll go finish this, which is the actual mission that we picked up. Well, I say mission, it's like world kind of map task quest that you pick up as you're going around that we triggered the other day when we, well, I think after the boss fight, we came across some of the things that were on the final island. Well, I think it was on the final island, or it was on maybe this island actually. I think about thinking about it, but yeah, we effectively found something extra that we could do. So I think it's just like this one area that we now need to clear, or at least for this part of it, because these quests do tend to kind of send us all over the place. So we may finish it doing this final part, or it might send us off to somewhere else. You can go to the YouTube channel, and on the YouTube channel there's a link to Discord if you want to do it through Discord, or you can just send it on any of the social media. Like all the social media links are on Twitch, they're actually shown in the channel information. So if you want to check out any of things like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc., if you want to DM me on one of those platforms. Oh my god. Where the hell did he come from? I don't have any repairs on me because we used the one repair. Actually, I left. That's one thing I can always guarantee then. So anything you have in your ship when you lost it, you will not get it back, because obviously you lose the ship. So obviously you can fix the ship and bring it back from the death, but you will lose whatever is in your ship. So I suppose that's the penalty. It's still not a huge penalty. Well, it can be a big penalty, I guess, if you're storing stuff in your ship. Just don't store stuff in your ship, or if you are storing stuff in your ship, just regularly empty it. so anything you do lose is minimized. This is our other area. Nice race, I'll check it out. Obviously after the stream. Take that guy out first so he doesn't long range attack me. Oh, do you know what? That's because I didn't have any heals. I need to go and get some bandages. That'll be easier. When Lou also takes some food as well, because that also helps. Gives us a little bit more health to play with. Rather than the Lou going around with a small health bar. And also no med back or bandages. Wasn't exactly the wisest thing to do, but... It's kind of like one of those things I just overlook. Like, I went into a boss fight the other day and didn't even think twice about, like, oh yeah, you should have, like, instant health restore and stuff like that. And I was like, I just went in with a couple of bandages. Obviously, it didn't go too well. There we go. Got some decent health. We got some bandages. We are sorted. Like, I would kill all these things, but I just want to get to my health, get my death marker first. What's firing at me? There it is. Sometimes you do get stalked. I don't know where it's like the person that kills you will stay near your death marker, but often they'll just reset, which on this time they have. Ammo have I got? It feels like it's iron. The shots aren't causing much damage, which is quite unusual to be fair. It's usually like you can a lot of the time one-shot these things, but even level 15, as long as you headshot them. But today, nope, Maybe they've patched it. Made it a bit harder. Certainly used to be able to one-shot them. So we'll open up this door. Doing a normal one switch and then 3 switches of this to cycle through every combination. Just noticed as well I don't have my lantern refueled. This time. Oh, it should be. I think there's only one. Well, this is the 4th time through actually, so this should be... Yeah, I was going to say that one should be the one. These have definitely been changed. I think they've changed like the hardness of them, like the buffs and stuff, because that would have previously killed someone with that amount of health. Even at level 15, that would have taken away half their health. But that didn't really do that much. So I think they've changed some of the mechanics a little bit to make it a little bit more challenging. Can't see what's in here, but I'm expecting there to be... There's an ancient chest there, and it's usually like... You usually get 2 things, but I suppose it did have only 1 down as the actual thing that you can pick up, so maybe there wasn't. But normally you'll be able to pick up like 2 items, something from a chest, and then some sort of like resource that's dependent on the area that you're in. But it looks like, at least from what I can tell, because obviously I can't see what's in there, it's pitch black. I can't tell my light log because I've got no fucking fuel for it, so... Yeah, we'll just have to go with the fact that either there is something in there and I can't see it, or there isn't anything in there other than the ancient chest. So I think that was it, unless it's given us something else. Oh, it looks like there is something else. Find a warlord's death site. Which is in the middle of the map. Well, I say middle of the map, I mean the middle of the island. So we'll head there, see what there is there. Whether I can find where that person died is another thing altogether. Most annoying thing. I think I should be able to see it easier because it's at night, but... Oh, actually, there it is. Yeah. Like, during the day, you're never going to see those, like, sparkly effects. But during the evening, it's a little bit easier to spot them. It looks like it's in that enchanted area. like he's alone. But at least it didn't seem to aggro anyone, so can't have anyone too close. Wow, one of those big boys. What do you know? What I might do? I might try and kite him to see if I can get him to take out some of these trees and stuff. Yeah, I love it. I'm back. Please take out some more trees for me. I walked that tree. This is the whole idea. If you like, you can use him to effectively take out the trees. It saves you having to like spend ages trying to chop all these trees down. You can also use your ship as well, but these enchanted areas aren't anywhere near ships normally, so or where you can get to use ships. Ah! My God, crocs. That was a bad shot, Lou. Let's take a big shot, but as soon as you see that red flash, that's a very bad sign. Normally. How many logs did we get from that? You notice I was trying to get him to walk over the same area, because once the logs are down, you then obviously need to do damage to them to normally break them up so you can pick them actually up. But I was trying to get him to keep going over the same area so he was taking up the logs as well. I say he. I should call it because I've got no idea whether it's a male or female. Oh, it missed the trees. Over this way, come on. It's like not going into the trees for some reason. Is that actually killing him? I've not even actually fired much at him, but he seems to have, his health bar seems to have gone down quite a lot. Like something's hurt him. Unless there's a croc around here or something, I don't know. You got to swipe away there. His misery. He's down. Huh? Should have been down. Looked like he was down. Now he's down. That was a quest as well. Oh, I didn't realise that was a quest. Here's me just trying to use him to farm my stuff for an easy farm. It takes ages to shut these trees down because these trees have got quite a lot of health because they are the top tier, obviously wood. So chopping these trees is actually quite a lot of effort. And as you can see, a lot simpler using him in order to take them down. It's kind of like dual action. And for the rest, we can just chop the wood that's already fallen. Even these like stubs, like you get 1 unit from each one, which is not bad, but when you're normally taking these down yourself, they normally do take a lot more, oh, quite a few shots. Any more stubs? Got our cheap easy stubs. Keep an eye on that pink bar that's growing. Inside road. Oh, through them. Hate when they do that. Because their head bobs like this and side to side, so because of the delay with like shooting with these guns, it's like, because obviously it's gunpowder, so it's like not like an all modern day gun, just instantly fires. This one's like 2 or 3 seconds, well, about 2 seconds. I say 3 seconds would be an exaggeration, but it is about 2 seconds from when you press to actually it actually going off. Bad little farm. Can't say I'm pretty happy with this. It's something I thought of ages ago. I haven't properly executed because every time I usually see one of those big boys, I just want to take them out because I'm trying to do something else, and they'll just get in my way. So I try and take them out. Where this time I'm like, well, I've got no real objective to do here. Well, we did have an objective, but I just thought before I do the objective, let's take him out and actually use him to do some farming. Not realising that he was the objective, or at least I think he was. I think there's no more stubs left, and there's no more logs floating about that I can see. So I think we can call it there. Let's get out of the enchanted area before we end up dying to it. I also did craft a ring actually. I'm not sure where I got it, but I've got a ring that will take, because I've maxed out the tier on it, it will reduce the enchanted effect by up to 40%, so you get a 40% extra time to be able to be in that enchanted area. Not sure how useful it's going to be. I think it might be more towards when you're like at end boss type stuff, and you might be able to, in order to stay in enchantment more and or debuff against it, you can use the ring. Yeah, we've got quite a lot of wood. Not as much as plagued wood as I was hoping for, but to be fair, you normally only get 1 plague wood per tree, so the fact we've actually got that amount is actually pretty good, I suppose. Like, considering if I was to actually farm that by myself and not use that monster to do it, then it would take way longer. So I suppose it is good to do it. As you can see though, if you try to do that and take all the trees down, you are going to be rather limited, because he does have a health bar, and he will take damage not just from you but from other things as well. So because the NPCs do interfight with each other, so you can get one to play off the other, and I think that might be why his health was so low, because his health seemed to drop drastically from wherever it was at one stage to like next to nothing. Somewhere in one of these I do store the enchanted wood. I think it's in I can't actually remember which one I put it in. It might be that I've actually used it all. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to process it, because that's what I tend to do, which is probably why I don't have the bottom base unit, because I normally just start transferring it straight into this form, because you can't do anything until it's in this form anyway, so you may as well just like get hold of it and then straight away start processing it. And then you can use it in this form, I think maybe in 2 recipes, but the main thing you use it for is to make these bars from here, which means you need the Maya metal ingots, which you obviously need to get the Maya metal first, transfer those to ingots, and then you convert them into this, and then obviously use the crocodile or tainted crocodile bile. So you need the tainted crocodiles, kill those. You get about 8, or say 8. You make about 3 per plagued crocodile. About 3 of these drop per crocodile. It does vary, so it's, I'd say between 3 or 4, maybe 5 max, or it could be less than that. I tell you what, every time I do it, I normally kill quite a lot of them, so all I know is it's more than 1 per crocodile, but it's not a huge amount. So you're not going to get tons from like 1 crocodile, but you do get more than 1. It feels like it's about 3 or 4. And then effectively, once you've got those, you can then make these Agram critical damage bullets, or sort of, they call them bullets, but they're really shots. Yeah, so those shots kind of give a good amount of critical, and if you go towards like doing crit damage generally, like you can get up to 120 crit damage if you got everything. So that's from the ring, the shots, I think a piece of armor has it, and there's something else. Yeah, you also have it from a couple of the skills as well, but maximum I've got so far when I fully got everything on and active is 120. We did try it for the boss the other day, the 3rd boss, but the boss for whatever reason wasn't taking any crit shots. Now there is a ring you can get, so you could switch one of your rings around, and it might trigger it. Now I didn't try it the other day just because it seemed pointless. I'd already wasted 100 of these shots, And I didn't really fancy wasting more just to test to see whether or not if you put this ring here, which ring is it? I think it's this one. Yeah, this one here. So there's 2 rings you can get. You've got this ring, which increases the critical chance by up to, I think it'll be 25%. It'll be the same percentage as you get on this ring, because the base level for this ring is 5. So this will go, that other ring will go up to 5 as well. As you can see, this one here increases the actual critical damage by 30%, which is how you get up to that 120% across the board critical damage. However, it's pointless having that amount of critical damage if it doesn't trigger. Now, against the 3rd boss, it didn't trigger. I actually watched the replay back and I couldn't see throughout the whole of the fight that it even triggered once. So I'm pretty sure that it doesn't trigger. However, I could be wrong, maybe it might, but from what I'd seen, from what all the stuff I've got, and with my current skills, it didn't seem to trigger. However, there is a chance that if you put this ring on, so if you take 30% off, so you could have, say, 90% critical damage with all the other stuff running, and swap the rings around, and then increase the chance by 30%, that might give you a chance for it to crit damage. Now, the crit damage must be very, very low, maybe even 1% off base, maybe, for that boss. And I'm not sure how that 30%, you won't get a full 30% because whatever buff they've got that stops that crit from actually triggering on that 3rd level boss is probably also going to affect the 30%. So I don't think it's going to you'll get that full 30%. You probably just increase it maybe by, I don't know, 5% or something like that. So from being near impossibly getting a crit to a very outside chance of getting a crit, which on hindsight, I think you are best just going with actual range damage over that. So the ring I should have had for that 3rd fight should have been this one, and this is the crude damage. Now, crude damage effectively gives you strength, and would have meant that when I was doing melee, even though I'm not set up for doing melee, it would have increased the melee when the boss turns into the flower, and you will then be able to hit the kind of flower while he's in that flower mode and do more damage with this ring. That probably would have been a better idea. I actually didn't think about it at the time, but if I had to have swapped that, because that critical damage ring was being wasted on that fight, but if I did want to maximize it, that's how I could have maximized that fight a little bit more if I wanted to. But yeah, we didn't need it in the end. We managed to get through the boss. I did watch back how long it did take to get through the boss. It seemed like the second time we did it, we got through it faster than we did previously, which we did, but it still took us like 20 minutes. So I think the first time, just before we failed, we got up to 30 minutes. I reduced it by 10 minutes on the second run just by changing to range damage. So aiming towards range damage and taking away all the, well, not going with all the crit bonuses and trying to just increase wherever I could with the range stuff. Obviously the elixir being one of the main ones that I was easily able to swap around without actually changing my build, because I didn't really want to have to change my build for it. Although I would have done if I really had to, because the one thing with this game is it doesn't penalize. You can actually change your actual skills as many times as you want, and there's no cooldown. I don't personally do it, but certainly you can. If I even remember how to get to it. Talents here. So here you can come here and reset it, and you can do that as many times as you want. There is no kind of cooldown on that. And the other one as well is on this as well, where you can also reset this. Again, this isn't on cooldown. That is something that might change down the line. So as of where we are right now, which is the 4th of June, there is no cooldown. However, remember, we're in beta, so as with like the other thing I mentioned before with like the level 15 NPCs seeming like they're more tougher now and having to take more shots in order to like get them down, and other than being able to one-shot them previously, they are always messing around with the mechanics, and they'll do that like even when they're out of beta. You'll find that when they bring in new features, new buffs, in order to rebalance the game based on the new stuff they bring in, they will, generally speaking, on any game, always rebalance like the DPS of like certain weapons that may be overpowered. And I would say long range in this game was overpowered anyway, so it might be just that they've actually not actually changed the NPCs, and it might have just changed range damage a bit to adjust that. But yeah, it does seem a little bit less powerful than it used to against at least the level 15s. The boss as well, like I mentioned the other day as well, the tier 3 boss did seem harder for me than what I'd watched other people doing it, so they might have adjusted with that as well. So what have we got to do? I don't think I've actually got any missions, because I think we just finished that last one, which we have. We've got some gold, and that's to be continued. And we've got like no other missions to do. So what shall we do? We can see whether we can complete one of these. We've got traveler notes. We've got one more traveler camp to find, which is probably going to be on one of the islands that I've not fully opened up yet, or it could be on an island that I haven't even found. I hope it's on one of the islands I've already got. One of the challenges I'm also going to do is I actually do want to open up the full map, because at the moment, as you can see here, I've opened up all this area, and I did start opening up all this area, but then I did start doing what everyone else does, and that's just like start going to main objectives. Because as you started getting out here, just like, wow, to open all this would have been a huge amount. But I do want to see like what is out here, and where is there an edge to how far you can go out. I've not tried it, and obviously, as curious as I always am, it's something I want to do. Oh, actually, there is one thing we can go and do. We can go and get Blackbeard's 9th map location and dig that up. Just before we do that though, let's go drop off the golden stuff we've got on us, which is not that box. Probably be the last box. Actually no, it is that box. Is there anything else? No silver? No, no silver. They end up with quite a lot of plant fibers. That'll be from the monster. Crushing everything. So them. In that one, I've started to work out my warehouse. And what I mean by that is like what's where. It's like if I went back to my old warehouse layout, I would be just as lost, well, less lost now in this warehouse than the old one. Like I got really used to the old one, but now had we reversed the situation, I would be lost again in the old warehouse, just because, well, it's been a while actually since we moved and created this. Go plant those like cocoa plum seeds, which disappointingly we can't buy the seeds for it yet. So I'm assuming these will become available when the next patch comes out. And when I say available, I mean like available to buy, because a lot of these things you can actually buy, like all the corn, you can buy corn seeds and stuff, but certain parts that you can actually buy for the seeds only become available once you've unlocked the area. Now we have unlocked obviously the level 3 boss stuff, but because there's like no content unlocked behind it, I think that's the reason why you can't get the option to have the seeds, or at least there's something maybe I'm missing and that's why I can't get the seeds. Really no idea, but I don't currently have the seeds, annoyingly. I should buy some more corn really, but corn or tomatoes. I've gone with corn because corn you need for bread. It's like corn that I need, corn and these berries in order to make the top tier stuff for like long range bonus, which is currently why I've aimed towards that. I'm doing that now, but then I imagine like when we get into the next release, obviously that's going to change, or at least I'd imagine the main ingredients will change. Whether or not we still need those berries or not is another thing, but we probably will still need the corn no matter what, because the corn is obviously the base of making flour, and we need the flour to make anything sort of like bready based. So we'll go quick travel down to here, and then we'll ship down to that island and go and get Blackbeard's extra treasure.
Helm's yours, Captain. Set more sail.
Straight ahead. Oh, it's a lovely ship. I love this ship. It's got so many cannons, and it is an absolute beast. This is more like a galleon, if I'm honest. Like in so many other pirate games I've played, the frigate is always like the first bottom ship. Sometimes you do get a brig, but like the brig's almost a like outcast, kind of like you started the brig and then your first tier up is into a frigate. So your frigates are generally normally really quite bad. But in this game, the fact that they are the current top tier ship and they're so powerful kind of brings me into like a frigate actually being a decent ship. In real life, frigates, like my dad used to be in the Royal Navy for the UK, and one of the ships that he was on was the actual Star of the Fleet, which effectively means like the first ship of the Lord Admiral, so the highest person in the Royal Navy, the ship that they consider their ship when if there was a battle, they would be on that ship. This was at a period when the UK didn't have any like aircraft carriers. Now maybe the Admiral of the Fleet would be on the aircraft carriers because they are now seen as the like lead ships. However, at the time, the UK didn't have any aircraft carriers, so it was the Star of the Fleet and thus the Admiral's ship. And yeah, that was a frigate. So just goes to show, you know, frigates are seen as a bit more than like what games tend to see them as. This is not as much. Why would you literally stop there? Where's the other one? Don't have any cannons at the back of the ship. Point blank, how can it miss? This ship that with obviously these ships are like really low level in comparison to where we are, so which is why I'm not running any repairs. So I'll just run a repair at the end of the battle.
The iron, lads!
was an awful shot. That's the main battery, that. So many more kind of shots fire out for that one. Now, if this was a merchant ship, I would like take it on and get the stuff from on the ship, but you don't really get like much silver or anything from just taking out the non-merchant ships. So I can't ever see any point boarding those ones. But if you're taking on the merchant ships, make sure you board them, because you do get some loot that you wouldn't otherwise get unless you board them. And the merchant ships are worth doing that, you know, going to the extra time to board them. Where those ships, you pretty much get most of the decent stuff from just killing them anyway, so you don't really get much benefit from actually boarding them. So we are continue our voyage. Like, I'm really not going to take on level 2s. That's just like a literally waste of time. Like one shot and they're dead. The level 5s are dead in like one shot with the main battery. I should I suppose when ooh, there's a level 10 over there. And it's a merchant ship. So this is the ship that's worth boarding. And as it's level 10, we'll go and do it. Why not? I don't see how they're missing, unless I'm firing too far ahead. Oh, literally, it can't even reply because I've taken it out that fast. So it's already disabled. We can just go up, start the boarding process. What? Post-mortem? Dead. I don't know why they give me the option to just board it. Maybe I was going too fast past it. I don't know. We'll slow down next time. We'll have another pass. Or maybe they just like threw all their stuff over ship. I don't know. It's really weird actually. I've not ever seen that before. Normally you can't take the loot until the ship's sinking.
Lead off speed.
Don't want to crash into it too hard or damage it beyond repair. Well, damage it beyond the point where I can board it. How close do I need to get? Let's go. There we go. We're boarding. We're boarding. as you can tell, as long as you get a headshot, you pretty much one-shot them, because they are, well, 5 levels below where I am, because I'm level 15. Well, I'm actually level 14, but all the weapons I've got are level 15, so pretty much level 15 skill, like, player taking on NPCs that are 5 levels below. Although I still got like 1 level to go. Well, actually 2 levels to go, so I'm only actually 13 at the moment. But yeah, the weapons I've got are way higher, so, well, at least 2 levels higher. And it's the weapons that are more important than, like, your own level. Around to kill all the pirates that are evaded, so there's no one's hiding in there. What you get for taking on me. I know technically I attacked them, but that's only because like they would normally attack me anyway, so.
Captain at the helm!
This is where you normally get the spoils. So if I got spoils now, what were the other stuff I was picking up? I'm pretty sure they were like... So you get like 5 that was dropped from from inside the ship, but when you look at your own inventory... So if I just drop that and then go to my own inventory, this is where your main coins normally go. So we've got 233 from killing that that level 10. Now, that's quite a bit. Like, when you're very first starting the game, 500 coins that it requires in order to get your NPC characters to give you all the bonuses seems like a near impossible challenge, because it, like, just to get like 5 silver seems like really hard work. But when you get to like where we are right now in the game, like, yeah, you can see taking out 1 enemy and you've already got half of what you need. 500 is nothing. So yeah, what I would say is, like, when you're struggling at the very start in order to get silver, as soon as you get significantly far in the game, and it's not even like towards where you are now, but even when you're, say, level 8, I would say you can start to get that level of coins easily without a huge amount of effort. Because even at level 8, I was taking on level 10 ships. Now, obviously, it's way easier because, well, I've got a ship that can pretty much sink anything in a ship. Like, even like the level 15s, like, while they will hit you hard, you can keep them at range quite easy. Like, if you like actually stay on the edge, because they won't actually come outside their area, their designated area. So you can use that in order to actually just keep them on the edge and kite them, so you're on the border of them being able to hit you, which makes it a lot easier. Or you can just go right into the middle of the fight, and as long as you've got plenty of like purple heals and blue heals, it's not too bad. Like, the purple heal is pretty much instant heal. At that island, I think it's that island there, and that looks like a big island as well. I was expecting it just to be a small island, but it looks like it's actually on a big island. Like, I can put a quick travel here, but it just depends if it's worth it. Like, I've already got like 2. I think I removed one of the islands of this Tier 2 island. So this is the foothill islands. Island. Island. Just need to find an area that's not got the cliffs in it. So we can actually get up, because where the cliffs are, we can't get on the island. We need to find a beach area. Which may mean we need to take on those ships ahead of us. Or maybe not. Might not need to. This ship is so big. As I'm not on the ship, they shouldn't attack it. But once or twice I have got off the ship, and I'm not sure if it's because of a delay of getting off it, but sometimes they will fire at it a short time after, but I don't think that they're going to. You son of a bitch. For those that are on TikTok, you will hear beeps whenever I have some slur. Because the TikTok developers is trying to protect the community, is the way they describe it. So they've got auto blurring on, or censoring, for anything, any words that kind of go against community guidelines. Which is pretty cool, other than the fact that I did get a warning about the warning once, that if it exceeds it, the stream would be stopped. So I do need to be a little bit careful that I don't do it too much. I don't understand why though, because like, to be able to stream on TikTok, you still have to be 18 plus, and to watch a live stream you also have to be 18 plus. So I'm not too sure like why they censor like swear words. Does seem a bit crazy, but I goes through the rules. Just seems a bit crazy if everyone's adults. Like, some people find quite weird things offensive, and I wouldn't say like swearing is like seen as naturally offensive unless you're actually aiming it at someone, obviously other than the game, which I'm not. Hey Maya, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Oh, thank you very much, I appreciate that. How are you today? You enjoying your week? Not far till Friday. If you work like me Monday to Friday. Hopefully you don't work the weekends. So, oh, that is another island. Oh, that's annoying. Or maybe we go to the other side of the island and then call the ship on the other side of the island. Not sure if they're firing at me or firing at wildlife. I'm glad to hear your day and week's going well. My day's been pretty nice. I'm actually due to go on holiday next week, so I'm in like pre-holiday mode and really kind of getting excited now. Because next week I go away to Tenerife for a week, So yeah, I'm pretty excited about having 2 weeks pretty much off work. Not quite 2 weeks, but it will almost be 2 weeks. Be nice just to not have to worry about work and just be able to sit in the sun, relax, have some alcohol, beers and stuff on the side of a beach, some cocktails, you know, all the normal stuff. Now, they are cliffs on that side, which is why I'm appearing not to go on the beach, because I'm expecting there to be a beach somewhere along here, but I might just have to... Might have to just jump down and maybe call the ship. The only thing is, I don't tend to like to go in these rocks, because once or twice I've got stuck in the rocks, and if you get stuck and have to unstuck, it drops all your loot. So I don't really fancy doing it and losing loot, because then it's very hard trying to get your loot back. So it's over there that we need to go. Let's see if we can call the ship. Like, I'd swim over there, but I've got a feeling that might be a bit too far of a gap before we drowned. And that's... doesn't want to call the ship. There you go. I think the length of the ship pretty much covers the length of the whole little area. I can probably walk to the other side of the ship and just jump off and swim the rest. Okay, let's see what treasure we can get. So here we are. That little mound there is probably where it is. Here we are. What do we get? Ooh, a new ring. A night ring. Posture points. What the hell is posture? I didn't even know there was posture. Learn something new every day. There's a core skill posture. I never noticed. Talents. It won't be in talents, will it? It'll be in progression. You've got endurance, vitality, mastery, position, agility, and strength. Like, posture is sitting up straight as far as I've always been concerned. Like, what would it generally give you? Increase. So it would definitely be position, and it's not going to be mastery. Vitality's maximum health. Stamina. Oh, I have no idea. What the hell does posture do? I should start saying that H word before TikTok stop the stream. Probably that is a swear word. Yeah, I don't know what posture does. We'll have to test it and see maybe what bonus it gives, but yeah, nothing obvious. I wonder if there might be anything else on this island, but it doesn't look like there is actually. I was hoping there might be the final camp that we haven't found yet, but it would show on here. And I thought this was an island, but I've just realised it is connected. It wasn't so obvious a minute ago. Oh, this is quite a weird island actually. So it's got like a middle island that is connected. but it does horse you into the other island. So it's connected via this little land bridge here. Did I go offline? I shouldn't have gone offline. There's a chance that sometimes I do have, well, the stream does go down because for whatever reason the internet's a bit funny, but the stream shouldn't have gone down, so I apologise if it has. It's what you get for having an internet connection that sometimes can go a little bit funny. It's a bit like when you have a Teams call or a Zoom call and suddenly it just randomly disconnects, even though you have, when you do like a speed check, you know, high bandwidth, and it says it's like, you know, 500 megabytes upload and download, yet when you actually are on a Teams call, it still seems to say, nope, internet connection failed, for no random proper reason other than that it fails. You have the same problem too. Yeah, it's really annoying. I don't like, there's no real solution to it. From the stream perspective, even if I was to use, so you can use like a third party mid-tier solution that, because the broadcasting software I use, which is OBS with Atium, I actually have to push every stream to every platform, which that in itself is a bit of a pain, because it means that obviously I'm pushing the upload to all of those platforms, which requires you to have more memory on your computer, or effectively a more powerful computer, as well as more bandwidth requirements in order to push all those streams up. Now you can use the third party in order to effectively just send one stream to one location, and they then split that and send it off to all of your providers. I don't do that only because you can still have the same issue with just that one provider, pushing it to that one provider, because if your upload speed just suddenly drops enough, you'll still have problems with it. Like my bandwidth, if for whatever reason my upstream just suddenly times out, or it stops sending packets for whatever reason, it's going to do that regardless. And if it does it to at one location, then it means everyone's going to be affected. So it really makes like zero difference. It just seems to be that sometimes I experience the issue sometimes more than other times. Like sometimes I can go a couple of months not have one instance of it, and then I can go through about a month and have a few issues with it, like quite often. Like every other stream or every stream, it gets a bit flaky throughout the stream. It's really no perfect solution to it that I've been able to come across. Unless I streamed off a dedicated server, but then I've still got the issue that like the connection between me and the dedicated server can still have issues. So yeah, the only solution really would be to have a dedicated line where there's like no downtime at all, which when you're running from a home connection, you don't have those same guarantees. I do stream every day normally. I haven't over the last month or so, only because I've had a lot of other commitments, but I should normally stream Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursdays. And at the moment that's in Windrose, just because Windrose was the latest new game out. I do have also 007, which we did do last week on a non-scheduled stream day, which was on a Friday. I normally do try and keep some games for like non-scheduled days so that effectively we can stream something a little bit different. But 007 will probably be the next game that we bring into the scheduled streams, just because we've pretty much run this game dry for its current place until it comes out of beta, or effectively until they've got a lot more content, because we've literally ran it down to where we've got to now. And now I'm literally just trying to find things to do, which from a content perspective, unless people are stuck and they want to know how to do something, there really isn't really much else to do in a stream. And to be fair, I've got all the content that I could just cut up and explain how to do those things, which I do plan to do. But a lot of people have already done most of the how-tos for this game, so there isn't really that much to cover where I would be adding value for people. For streaming, I used to do actually business streaming. So I used to tell people about how to start up or how to make money online effectively. I moved to online game streaming just because there's so many people these days telling people how to make money online that I decided to take my hobbies, which is running business and gaming, and combine them together. And I thought I'd start doing game streaming because it meant that there's no more effort than I game anyway. So the only difference is now when I game, I actually game and everyone else gets to see what I'm doing. I get to teach people about how to take things into approach. And because I'm also like a person who analyzes strategy, it means I can teach people how to take on things that they would otherwise struggle with, and show people like how they get through bosses and what they need to look out for. I try to stay away from like the build types of things, because I always see that that's down to people to work out almost for themselves. Like I will give the basics of like what you should look for in a build, and like what affects what, but it's kind of pointless trying to say, well, this is my build and this is how you take out a boss, because that takes away the fun. Like people should work that part out, I think, themselves. Like as long as you understand the mechanics of like what your builds do, then the only thing that I think people can sometimes struggle with is understanding what the NPC is doing. So I try to explain to people how the NPC is, like their mechanics work, so that like what type of DPS they do, what are they vulnerable to, what attacks they do, so that other people can then work out from there what they can do in order to take that boss out. I think that's a little bit more useful for people than to kind of like tell people like everything, because if you tell everyone how to copy something, well, it's like copying homework. You can do it, but you're not going to learn much. And gaming should be fun. Like the whole thing of it is not just to complete it, but to also have the fun of working out how to complete it. So giving some people part of like useful information of like, well, this is what's happening, and letting people work out based on what their approach in the game is, gives them a helping hand, but not too much of a helping hand that ruins it for them. It's almost like not a full spoiler, but giving them an insight without giving them that spoiler. That's the way I kind of look at it, at least. And what movies do I watch? All sorts. The last movie I watched, what was the last movie I watched? You know what, I can't remember the last movie I watched. It was actually quite recently. It was only like 2 days ago as well, but I just can't remember what it's called. But I will watch pretty much most films. The only type of film that I don't generally watch is a chick flick. But other than a chick flick, I'll pretty much watch most movies, just because, like music, I like most stuff. So sometimes I'll be in the mood for watching, say, an action film. Thus, I'll watch an action film. Sometimes I don't want to watch an action film and I want to watch something that's like, I don't know, a bit more kind of like story-based and more enthralling, or like sci-fi is one of my favorite films to watch. So I love Star Wars, Star Trek, all that type of stuff. And anything that's fantasy, I love fantasy films. I suppose that like ties into the game already, because like gaming, sci-fi, fantasy, you know, all of that type of stuff. So anything that's like game related, and if a game movie comes out, I'll always want to go and watch them to see like how close they do it towards the game itself. And the other way around, to be fair, like I actually played the Doom game just because I loved the actual Doom movie so much. And I'm talking about the original Doom movie, not the new one. I'm not actually that fond of the new Doom movie. Our inventory's full. But yeah, it's actually quite rare actually that I don't enjoy kind of a new movie. So I do actually like a lot of the reboots, but one of the only reboots I've not actually enjoyed that much is the Dune stuff, which is a bit funny really, because I actually really enjoyed the series as well. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm actually just trying to find out if there's anything on this island that I could actually finish. And it looks like this island is like, has got nothing of interest on it. It looks like it literally just had Blackbeard's treasure on it. And there is no kind of major marks or anything to complete. Dodged you, boy. I'm actually surprised. I used to die to them all the time. Especially the fact I've got like very low health. That's actually not. I'm not actually really getting food at the moment, which I should do, but like we're on a low level island, so I shouldn't run into too many issues. But sometimes you can lose sight of what you're doing and end up dying anyway. Yeah, there doesn't really look like there's much on this island at all. Let me just see if I can wax the music on. Change the music. If there's any requests you want, any type of music, I generally normally just put some, obviously, royalty-free music on because I don't want to get into trouble. But I do have different styles. There is some like game-inspired ones. There isn't one for this game, but there is one for Ark Raiders, which is this music. So this has got a whole playlist, should I say, of different types of music. It's not very suitable for this game because it's actually more futuristic. However, it's always nice to mix up music. It's not very piratey. I went for the other music because it's folk music, so it's not exactly piratey, but then folk music is as close as you're going to get without being pirate-specific music. As you can see, it didn't take much health damage there. Like how I managed to move right when the shot took. The reason why I'm going after the goats is for that Balzor, which is effectively goat stomach. And you need that in one of the high tier recipe things that you need to do. So taking these goats on, I'm not doing just because they're super low level. I'm actually doing because I actually do want some of the ingredients they drop, assuming they drop the goat stomach, which they don't always drop. Like I got one there, but I didn't get one from the other one. So I got one from one goat and none from the other goat. The wolves are a waste of time. I don't really need to tick on the walls. Any more billy goats are always useful. And I think we've literally done a full round circle because there's our ship. Well, I think that's our ship. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's our ship. Although according to this we haven't done that area, we should do up there just to make sure there isn't actually anything there, because there could be like some thing that we would, well, we could maybe complete and get some treasure or something from. I don't think there is though, because it normally does show as a question mark on the map until you see it when it's grayed out the way it is. Well, you can see it but not see it. This you would normally see like a question mark, so it doesn't show that, so I don't think there will be anything, but we'll just double check, open it up, make sure there isn't. And also I think it's only the leaders as well that drop the bile guts, which is why I'm not taking out them little nanny goats. I'm only interested in the big leader goats. Drop 2 heads there. Should maybe drop something and pick up the heads, because the heads you can get silver for. You get about 50 silver per head. He attacked me, so that's my defense. I would have not attacked. Wow. There's like four, I think, wolves chasing that sheep. Really filled ourselves up a rough hide, so I'm not gonna drop something just to get more. If we didn't have any I might, but it seems like a waste to drop stuff to get stuff that I've already got like a ton of. Flax is another thing that I always used to pick up, but I don't do anymore because I've got literally a full area of flax planted in the farm. So, and I don't like, while everyone turns around and says you need flax as a base unit for everything, that is true. However, when you get to a certain point, you do actually reach the point where you really don't need any more. And anytime you do need it, all you have to do is like one simple harvest, replant it, and as long as you store enough anyway, you're not going to run out. It's like those blue flowers as well. I've got so many of those blue flowers. I generally don't go out of my way to pick up them. Although we do have some there picked up, so I may as well try and pick them up. I wouldn't fill out an infantry slot for them if I didn't need to, but as we've already got some, why not? At least we could pick up those. The eggs. It definitely looks like there is nothing on this island though. Yeah, we are literally about to have it completely open. And it appears there's no actual landmarks the only thing you can get from this island, like if you did want to get anything, while there's no landmarks, you would have noticed there are some camps. Now, if you go into those camps, you can, they normally do have items that you can pick up from them, which you can only pick up from those camps. So obviously I didn't go to it, so I don't know what they are, what those items actually are. But yeah, if you do want to come to the island, and obviously my map layout won't be the same as yours unless you've got the exact instance that I've got, because each of these maps are randomized. So depending on what kind of map you're on, depends on where all your islands are. And at the moment they don't have the ability to share your map layout with someone else, which they do in some games. So they haven't said they wouldn't do it with this game, but they haven't said they would either. The ship far over there. Looks like I'm still aggroing something. There's nothing there. Like, only hoping that might bring the ship over. Let's try again. Nope. Must be too close. Well, we can't be too close because normally it doesn't matter how close the ship was. As long as you're in an area where the ship can spawn, you should be able to call it. Oh, we're gonna die. Oh. Oh well. Now I need to go and get the where we were, which I don't have any quick spawns there either. Oh, that's annoying. Unfortunately, you can't quick spawn to your ship, so we're gonna have to make our way back down there. Well, that is a bit annoying. And the reason why I have to go down there is because we would have dropped stuff in that death marker, because we had stuff that will drop when you die. So look at my inventory now, it's empty because it's all in that death mark. Although I'm actually surprised the ring's still in my inventory. That's one of the things I would have expected to drop. In a really awkward place as well. Okay, well, I'm actually going to call the stream there, rather than you watch me have to go back and try and gather all this stuff again. We are towards where the stream would normally end anyway, which is 9 o'clock on a Thursday, because we start at 7 and finish at 9. On a Wednesday, though, we do start an hour later and finish an hour later. I will not probably be streaming now until after I get back off my holiday. So I will not be streaming now until after the 20th of June. Yep, almost 2 weeks. So, well, actually over 2 weeks from currently today. It'll be 2 weeks from like when... So I actually go away on Tuesday next week. But because I normally stream on a Tuesday, and I'll still need to be packing for my holiday, I won't actually be running the stream. So the next stream I'll now be doing will be after the 20th, which the 20th is on a Saturday. I'll be coming back, I'll be landing back in the UK on the Sunday, and the stream will be on the Tuesday after, which I think will be about the 22nd. So the 22nd is probably when I'll next be streaming. And yeah, I will catch you then. If you do want to know when we do go live, when I do come back, do obviously consider subscribing. Help support the channel. It's completely free. No matter what channel you're on, you'll be notified when we do go live. And if that's on, obviously, YouTube, on TikTok, then just follow on whatever platform you're on and you'll get notified when we go live and stuff. Let's kill some of these guys. You're annoying me. We're all gone on one side. How annoying. Anyway, I'm going to cut it there while I'm in the middle of a battle, and I will see you all when I get back from my holidays. I hope you all have a great couple of weeks, and I will catch you back when I do get back. We will be in 007, like I said, because obviously we got to the end of the content that's currently in this game. If you do have any questions, though, in regards to Windrose, or if you do want me to stream Windrose in order to show you something, then do let me know, and we will come back into Windrose. But as regards to the schedule stream, we'll probably now just be in 007 until we get towards the end of that content, or we get another game and we'll go into that game. But thank you very much for obviously tonight's stream, and I hope the rest of your week goes as well as mine does, which is probably going to be amazing because I'm just looking forward to my holidays. Good night, everyone. Speak to you soon.